thinking about Christ today. Niggas been thinking for eyes today. Never been thinking about Christ today. Them seasonally, I cannot think about scrutiny. I make my flame and my business. I'm a brand of my business. Them seasonally, I cannot think about scrutiny. I make my flame and my business. I'm a brand of my business. I don't smoke.
Yeah, but me and him were colonizers. Yeah, so
we are colonizers.
We're white, so we can't shy away from the sun. It's already there.
Yeah.
So how are you, my brother?
I'm alive.
I'm jumping. I'm happy. I'm happy as usual. Remember the first time we met?
Eish, man.
It was hectic.
Which one was it? 2021?
It was 21.
Yeah, man. That time, I was going through hell that time. Remember, you came to my rest and I think I was the only one who was left at the rest.
Yeah, you were the only one.
Yeah, that was when I was about to start with my term go TC1 as the residence advisor's assistant for that year. So yeah,
I came.
Yeah, I think I was going through a phase. I was missing my dad that time.
You were missing your?
My dad. Yeah. So when you came, I heard you were playing this motivational video.
Yeah.
I was like, who's this guy? You know, when you are at rest, you are working with students. When you hear noises, you start to think, hey, okay, who's this one who's making noise, man? He's disturbing my peace or my student's peace. Yeah. And then I was like, I don't know if you came to my room.
Yeah, I came to your room. I knocked and asked for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Oh, and then I subscribed.
Then you subscribe. So later on, you watched the video. You felt my presence. Then after that, you commented.
Yeah, I was going through the videos. I was like, there's a lot of wisdom here. Yeah, and then you left.
Yeah, I left to other rooms. Then I went from north to this place because I was staying here.
And then that's when I started following from Instagram.
Instagram, then we exchanged numbers from there.
Yeah. So I was going through a rough patch for that week. I think it also happens to a lot of us. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes we miss our grandparents. So I was going through that, and then the videos were like, man, this is inspiring. Yeah, so I think the whole night I was watching those videos. And then that's when I started
I'm sorry
following like yeah? Maybe I got the. But now there he was still.
Yeah, so now I'm matured. Yeah, see, when I was a boy, I thought like a boy, I behaved like a boy, I understood like a boy. But now I've become a man.
I can see, and you're gaining a lot of following.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot.
But yeah.
You see. But yeah, thank you so much.
To call yourself a man. Are you a man enough to call yourself a man?
Yeah, put me to challenges, you'll see.
Hey.
Get the story of another day.
He's a man because he's a man.
But I don't have to be in age or have so many responsibilities to be a man. But intellectually so, I am a man. I've grown. Yeah.
I've
grown, but thank you so much, my brother.
Yeah, you have grown.
So into many aspects that we can look at. I want us to look at the aspect of education in terms of Africa. When we look at the spectrum of education, how do you think it has been imposed in an African child? Because it has removed our customs. It's like now, it's something like it was like Paul on top of us without it looking our diverse and our cultures and everything. So this aspect of education, because now I have my own. It's very simple. We shouldn't go to school to look for a degree. You shouldn't go to school to look for masters, all of those qualifications. It's very simple. Go to your neighborhood. Go to your community or society where you came from. Look at the situations around. Look at the problems. After that, you figure out this problem. Yeah, you figure out the solution. How do you figure out the solution? Then you take that thing. It can be agriculture. It can be business. It can be telephone, network and everything.
Yeah.
Come decide. This place should be the place of interaction. The university state should be the place of interaction where I meet people with a similar problem. We interact, we see, we come up with solution. Then after that, we interact with people with IT to see the further more details into the things that we cannot do. Then after that, that's where our government, after getting the certificate, then that's where our government can fund the youth. That's why I think the government should invest in the youth, come up with more funding in terms of this solution I came about in my community. Then that's where employment comes from. So now you see, I figured out the problem where it come from. I figured out the solution also after that by interacting. That's where employment, because now it's been said, who are 70%? There's 70% of youth employment in South Africa. I mean unemployment in South Africa. So what's yours?
Okay. On the
By the way,
education,
you can tell us your name, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sometimes
I've been waiting for this month. I've been waiting for this moment. Hello guys. I go by the name. I go by the name. Okay, I'm joking. But yeah, my name is Khwaile. Khwaile.
Say name.
Mulaba. Yeah, and my Khwaile. So yeah, I might be hungry now. Hungry for a lot of things. Yeah, I'm joking. I think the meaning to my name, it doesn't have like a direct translation to say this is what it means.
Okay.
It has like a story behind it, and hopefully one day you hear a story of my name. Yeah, that's why I love it, and I don't like it being mispronounced. Because yes.
So you can tell us.
So yeah, you were saying on the aspect of education. Education to me, it's a very broad subject to or topic to speak about.
True.
And then my focus, or this is what I see as my purpose. I think it's primary education, educating the young minds.
True.
That is my obsession, my passion, and something that I want to do for the rest of my life. So yeah, just to start, that's what I love. So primary education, like you were saying, the youth, you said 70% of the youth.
70% of unemployment rate, yeah.
Yes, in South Africa. I feel like we are very late to now be thinking of those stats to say 70% of our graduates are unemployed. I think like we are very late.
So what can be the solution?
What I mean by being late, I feel like especially here at university, there are a lot of programs where the university or the government sponsors and people like that, they spend a lot of money trying to prepare graduates for the world of work. Remember also last week I was attending that fourth industrial revolution dialogue by TUT.
Yeah.
And while I was there, I was like, these speakers are speaking on topics and things related to education and preparing them for work, and they are preparing graduates, and I felt like they are very late. What they need to focus on is children. Children. We need to focus on children. Most of the things I've seen with myself, with myself to say, most of the things that I mastered are the things that I learned when I was very young. Either it's a skill that most people will believe, or this skill is usual for older people and stuff. Yes. So yeah, going back to education.
Yeah.
I don't have much knowledge about that.
Yeah.
But what I've seen from just the lessons of the past African leaders and stuff like that, they based their theories on Ubuntu.
Yeah, Ubuntu.
So I feel like if people were to
follow them,
either teach children how to love and respect and take care of each other as children. If you learn that and then you grow with that, African education system, I think, will be effective.
If you talk about universities, there are courses where once upon a time plain demand said there are courses which need to be removed in varsities,
and we won't fund them. He said something like that.
Yes, so the question then becomes, why are they not removed? Because now, in order for us to have a proper educational system, we have to remove certain courses because they're not giving more value to a South African chain. So why are they not removing those courses?
Okay, my personal comment on that. I think it's the leaders of education in South Africa. They copy education programs from abroad. Let's say, for example, if you develop a course on let's say podcasting. Podcasting for children. Let me say, I will always use children. As a reference. And then if you design that program and then someone coming from New Zealand, they see that program. If they take it like that, it's not going to necessarily solve their problems because the program was designed using the South African context. So I feel like we are taking a lot of curriculum content that is not African or not local. So yeah, we have a lot of like smart and wise people who are in like indigenous knowledge writers and content creators, but
because what happens is we like to see ourselves going to Cuba, to China. You see, those are the very vast countries that has vast education. Why don't we have all the resources?
We don't.
We don't.
We have. We don't have African resources. We don't have books that teach children about African values.
Okay, we are taught about Shakespeare.
Yeah, and there's another thing. You know, they say a language is a carrier of values and traditions. If you're learning an English language, man, you need to sound like
in English. English,
so the values, how you address people, like hello.
You see.
Yeah.
So, I'll get to say sawubona.
Sawubona. Like it's two different things. If we were to be educated or receive especially indigenous knowledge in our languages, I think there will be progress, but we are still like, should I say the government or leaders, they are like this, they are trying to move like us from colonization, but they are still kind of like maybe protecting us. They feel like if African theories were to be applied in our lives, a lot of things will go out of the way, like a lot of things will be messed up.
So do you think maybe voting next year can be the proper solution for education?
On voting, this is what I think. Guys, I feel like next year there might be changes.
In terms of?
You know, a change can be good or bad. I feel like the political party that is going to be able to convince thought leaders or leaders to convince the youth to vote.
It's the EFF.
It's the EFF, you say. Yeah, the party that is going to be able to actually do that stands a better chance of winning
the elections.
Because like political literacy is the problem. We still have like students, some of our friends, they think politics cause trouble. And guys, even in their relationships, politics play a role. I always tell people, like, I feel like politics are everywhere.
Everywhere.
Just that, sorry?
They're part of life.
Yeah,
everywhere.
Everywhere, every day. But when we think of politics, we always think of comrade this.
But it's so vast.
Thinking of one who got a strike and do whatever.
Yes. Violence. Like
there's no violence in politics.
Yeah, now I love like mental violence. I need you to challenge.
True.
Challenge whatever, but apply your mind.
Speaking about applying your mind, the person who always enters the mind of a being, whether you are old or young, has always been educators or teachers or lecturers or professors or whatever. Why are they getting less payment than everyone?
Oh,
you see, we find doctors who save the heart, but we find teachers that reach the heart.
Yes.
We understand, but they are less paid than doctors. Hence, the products of doctors are educators.
Of teachers.
You see?
Yes.
So, do you think maybe a teacher per year can earn about 45,000, 50,000, or the educational system thinks that the teachers are not equivalent, or maybe they are not, what's the word? They are not able to standardize that amount. Hence, of their thinking capacity or thinking tool, it's not prepared to able to capitulate their little resources at hand, there are large wages. Why are educators getting paid less?
Less. Ne? I think, personally, it's because it's easier to become a teacher than to become a doctor. I think, it's easier to become a teacher. Like it's easier to get into a program where they teach you how to be a teacher. But obviously, practicing teaching and being a doctor, I think it's two different things. I think the reason why there's a difference in wages and salaries, I just think maybe it's a token of appreciation for the hard work that happens. Yeah, I think it's that. I don't know. Actually, who calculates the salaries? How? I don't know. Yeah.
But it said whenever maybe you want to start a career before you come to varsity, you see how teachers earn. You see how
yes, Corollas.
Even their houses, you can see because this one is a teacher without asking a question. This one, you see, you see doctors whereby they're living in suburbs, not in townships. Those who living in townships, you know what they're doing surgery. Yeah, do you understand that? So maybe let me ask you: do you see the future of education whereby we will be taught by robots?
Now, honestly, I don't know if this is going to make sense, but I think the future of education is in the past. Yeah, I think the future of education is in the past, and what I mean by this, now we have a lot of fourth industrial revolution. We have a lot of artificial intelligence tools that are being introduced to education and education technology.
True.
The reason why I'm saying the future of education is in the past, in teaching and education, you need to have a lot of humility. You need to relate to people. You need to have love and respect.
Hence I said reach the heart.
Yeah, the concept of Ubuntu comes from the past. I feel like in the next revolution of, let's say, after the fourth industrial revolution, we're going to, let's say, if we ever get to the fifth industrial revolution, I feel like in the fifth industrial revolution, these machines will be learning how to feel like us. They need to learn the concept of Ubuntu. They need to practice that. If they are speaking to you, they need to empathize with you and relate to your situation.
So do you think in South Africa they will be implemented? The robots, they'll come?
In business, I think in business, the business industry will be the first industry to apply that. Like I'm saying, it can be applied to education because like learners, the little ones, they don't know anything about these things. We still, I was at this school, I was doing...
But they have a sense of humor. Remember the one of Elon Musk? But
yeah, a sense of humor, I think those things you can train them. Because I think it's a language, is it a language tool or something? The things you search there, there's jokes you search on the platform, they get stored into the system, I think. And then when someone else comes and say, make a joke about life seasons or something, it's able to do that. And also when you use these tools, they can also tell you how do you view this response that I gave you. Is it accurate? Is it not? So when you say it's accurate, and then maybe it goes up the rank to say this is the response. If we were to get such a question, this is the response that we must send, because humans feel like this is relatable to them. So the feedback you give these machines is just coming back to us. The reason I'm saying like the future of education is in the past, we just need to go back to our African roots, because I feel like Africa has the concept of Ubuntu. It's a very important concept. I think even business people or companies around the world, they are applying this concept.
True.
But they will do this through customer relations or something. You need to be interested in your customer. Learn about their personal lives. Yeah, those are the things we get from accepting cookies. You know, sometimes when you're on a website, they say accept all cookies.
And the robots whereby they say,
and they still tell you to not accept cookies from strangers. But you go to this website and then you accept those cookies, and then I think they are able to follow the things that you prefer, your interests and things like that. And when they come back to you, let's say now you're looking for a camera. If you search those things, I think they call them cookies. I don't know a lot about IT, but yeah, those things they get stored so that if they say cheaper camera, it comes on your wall, on your Instagram or Facebook. So those kind of things, I feel like the future of education is in the past.
So do you think if maybe they get to be introduced, then here are the 65 learners in class, because hands down they say there are 20 learners in class. No, there's 60.
Hey, bro, there's
60 plus.
60 plus
and one teacher.
So now it's being polished as if there are 20 now. You see, different dreams, different goals, different ambition. There's a robot. You see, different background. There's a robot in front of there. Do you think it would be more like important, like would be so, because now when the teacher stood in front of the learners, it's not helping. So now there's a robot instead in front of the learners. Do you think maybe it would be more special, different from a human being?
Okay, what I've realized with children love different things. I think if you were to program a robot and take it to class, they might listen because it's something new, because it intrigues them. So okay, we have this robot teaching us.
In the introduction of robots, do you think the curriculum of whatever they were getting taught in school, do you think it will change? The impact they will bring? Because now at a younger stage, we are taught how to have sex, when to protect condoms. In China, they are busy with their wires, building with resources. You know, this is made from China by grade 3 students in China. But now, I'm 21 years, I'm still recovering. How am I going to fix a phone? You see, so do you think maybe the curriculum of teaching, it will change?
I think it's going to change. It will be forced to change.
Yes.
Because, artificial intelligence is taking over. I think in the near future, companies will know that we need this kind of people. And I think that's the reason why TT hosted that event by the Institute of the Future of Work. It's because they are seeing within the market there's skills that we need, and they are coming back to varsity, and then from varsity they'll go to secondary schools, and then they'll realize in secondary schools to say, and like the problem is in primary. You go back to primary, you teach the grade 7s, you see already the curriculum in grade 6, it does not prepare them for that, and then you go back until you get to kindergarten and crèche.
Yeah.
From there it goes back. Or what happens? Do you introduce these children between the ages of 0 to 1 to this artificial intelligence? Like, they will always go back to say, okay, we are trying to solve the problem by helping graduates. Now the other problems that graduates are read, but some candidates are coming, but they have no knowledge of artificial intelligence. And so they'll go back. That's why I'm saying the future of education is just in the past.
Yeah, like that one. The future of education is in the past.
It's in the past.
Because now when these things happen,
and the past is Africa, right?
True.
No, now I'm telling you. I'm not prophesying. It's not even a prophecy.
Yeah, it's something that is real.
It's real.
Because when these kind of things happen in Africa, we are taught to go to it's evil, it's satanic. Do you believe in homeschooling in order for protecting your child? Don't be exposed to that. Let's just say robots come during our lifetime. I pray they come when I'm dead. So you see, during our lifetime they come. Would you allow your kid to go to school, or you just homeschool your kid?
Okay, on homeschooling and children going to school, also back to the concept of Ubuntu. I think homeschooling is not a good thing unless if you come up with programs for your child to interact with other children. You have a robot at home, a living robot. Because you have this robot, you're teaching them this artificial intelligence, and then they don't get to experience people and other people's problems and stuff like that. So they need to go to school, experience how other children do things. So unless if you have a social structure to have your child go there to experience that. Then you can continue with home schooling. And another thing with homeschooling is that, guys, our parents are very busy. So parental guidance?
Guidance, yeah.
Children need to feel their parents' presence. Let's say, for example, when I was doing my teaching practice, I would speak to learners and say, how often do you speak to your parents? Or how involved are they in your education? And then they'll go like, mama uphelala pila was kolonga 6 5 uba 7. And then you have a homework on integration or a homework on labeling the frog.
Yo.
Things like that. They never have time for that. So that's why I think like homeschooling, like.
So what's your viewpoint for public school, private school? You see, that segregation, do you believe in them? Because it's actually must stay like that, because the education they get from private school is not the same as we get in public school.
What is the difference?
The difference, this one is Vint. You see, when they talk about business studies, for example, there is a business marketing that happens. Practice. So here, come on, you get 3 marks for that.
Okay, this is what I think. I think private schools are having more traction for learners and parents. Learners don't choose to go to public schools or private schools. It's the parents. So parents are the ones who are choosing
for them.
That for children. And what is happening in private schools? Okay, I've never been to a private school, but I've just been studying because I'm curious to know more about education. Yes. I think in private schools, when you come, you are relearn. You are able to experience the teacher as a human. True. Or as a parent. That is what they are selling there. In our schools, they know the teacher utlotsa ko class are yewen ke rutile mama one ke thumela ka mama I taught your mother, so it's going to be like this the whole you won't pass. And then you go to a private school, they see someone who's struggling, they put together a program to say this learner should go, maybe I don't know, social workers or something, but the problems that the child is going through, they are going to be addressed in a very kind
man
and Ubuntu man. And then, so that's what I'm saying, we're like companies and businesses, private schools, they're just going to refine this concept of Ubuntu and then they apply it to children and everything. And that's how they're going to steal learners from public schools. Sure. And now, even though you went to a public school, you want to say, my child is going to a private school. Because you know, in your absence, maybe you are a doctor or something, you are very busy. You know they are being taken care of. So I feel like
private school, they do the same thing as taking away your kid from you. Because now do you know when you grow up, you stay with your mom, you stay with your grandmother. But when you see your mom, you see it's just
says even call us Sesi Margaret or Sesi Diana or something.
You see, because you're never with him or her. I mean, you're never with your mom.
Yeah, you never spend time with her. So private schools, they just say, we are going to employ people who are passionate about education. They don't just recruit. They know this one
is very passionate.
He's very passionate.
Just like kids. You.
Yeah, but honestly speaking, I think, okay, let me not say this before I get employed or anything, but I feel like I will be more fulfilled as a teacher if I were to teach in public school. I love problems. I don't like peace. Like children who are struggling, they intrigue me. Like when they share their passions and interests with me. Yeah. If a learner in private school were to tell me they love robotics, okay, it's probably because they experience it go school. But if it's someone from public school, you go like, hey, and then where did you hear that? And then you try to come up with things to assist as well. Yeah, so that they follow their passion.
Because now the education we get in public school, they focus more on the intelligent ones than us.
Yeah, even teachers. Yeah, I'm saying this to teachers. Teachers, yeah. As a teacher, and I also feel like when I was starting my practicals for my first year, I felt like children who are more participating, more intelligent, more teachers are drawn towards those children.
True.
And that is the problem that is happening in public schools. You know, there's this thing the teachers in education to say, you have a learner where it's either this learner needs to be supported or enriched. So you support a struggling learner, and a learner who's not struggling, you enrich them. You make them better people. So I feel like in public schools, the children who are more genius, maybe because of their parents, sometimes it's not because these children are studying these things or they are putting in their work, it's just natural talent.
True.
You just, as a teacher, need to enrich that.
Yeah.
And that one, they are not as smart, they are disruptive in the class. Teachers don't like those kind of learners.
But at least maybe you can equip them.
How? Guys,
I used
Like-
to be the not one in class.
Yeah.
Still now I'm the not one. But
but you still pass.
There's intelligence. You just have to drive them into
Exactly.
the right.
Yeah,
path.
like these rebellious children. Now I'll get curious, why if you tell them they should do this activity, why are they not doing it? Now usually I know, like managing the classroom is these days we have 50 learners and then it's only one heart. So you need to break your heart. Yeah, they'll break your heart every day. It's simply because they want a piece of you. You have 50 learners, you need to break your heart into pieces to give this one, all of them. But you know what teachers will do? They go for the intelligent one. Those ones who come from families where you know, these children who look clean, man, they always have a pencil.
Yeah.
They always have a pencil. Teachers are drawn
To them, eh?
Yeah, and that's the problem. That's why private schools will always win.
No, thank you so much, my brother. Ne? So
Yeah.
many aspects we can talk about a lot.
Yeah,
And I hope you still coming
yeah. Maybe I'll come to the next one.
to the
But
next
yeah.
one. So
If it's about education
yes.
and children,
yeah.
call me at 3 a.m. I might be up.
So tell me in closing,
Uh-huh.
what would you say to a person at your age and younger than you?
Okay, let me start with the one younger than me. Ne? Be yourself. Be yourself. Like, be yourself. Be arrogantly yourself. I'm not like, how do I say this?
Be selfish in making your dreams come true.
Yeah,
maybe.
be selflessly selfish about yourself. I don't know if that makes sense. Ne?
Selfishly, selflessly.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. But be yourself. Like, be yourself. Everyone else is taken.
True.
Yeah, like, be yourself. Experience the things you love. Share what you love doing
True.
with people around you. And then someone who's old, like, you mean my age,
Yeah,
ne?
at your age.
You need to learn more about your surroundings. Yeah, learn more about people. Love and respect people, and be humble.
No, that's,
Yeah.
that's
I think.
big. No, thank you so much, my brother.
You are welcome.
Till we meet again.
Yeah.
What it is it will always be life seasons.
Life season. Yes.
My
it's
brother.
nice.
Yo, hey,
Yeah.
hey, you're very intellectual.
Life today, I can't imagine my price today. Niggas been thinking for eyes today. Never been thinking for price today. Let me season me. I cannot think about scrutiny. I make my film and my business. I'm a brand of my business. Let me season me. I cannot think about scrutiny. I make my film and my business. I'm a brand of my business. I don't smoke.